Hello, all you beautiful people, and welcome back to Musey's Modern Dreadfuls. And today we have another great story for you. So get comfy and we will dive right in to another gem called If You Wake Up to an Old TV Set on Your Porch, Get Rid of It. I'll probably shorten the title for the thumbnail. But anyway, that's what it's called if you want to look it up yourself. And away we go. It wasn't any day out of the ordinary. Towards the end of summertime, all the kids were about to go back to school. At first, people thought that the televisions were a prank. Just some teenagers or something getting the last craziness out of their system before buckling down for another year of school. Most of the people in our small town in Virginia assumed they were broken. They took them out to the side of the road to be picked up with the rest of the trash. My wife, Anna, and I had just moved about 2 months ago. I was offered an amazing job opportunity that could not be passed on. We wanted a better life for our children, and as hard as it was to leave our families behind, we made the move. Things were great at first. We loved the new school systems the kids were zoned for. People in town waved at one another. It was like something out of an old TV show. Virginia weather is nothing at all like Georgia's. That's where we moved from. It's nice to be able to go outside more and enjoy nature without being cooked alive. There were barbecues, fireworks, tire swings at the lake. I couldn't imagine much mischief could take place in a town like this. But I was wrong. That's what happens when you make assumptions, especially about a whole town of people. Something isn't right here, not by a long shot. However, we sacrificed everything that we had in order to move here. There's no other option but to stay and make this opportunity work, for better or for worse. Anyway, back to the TVs. They were old, assorted models. Most of the ones that we had as kids, before flat screens came out at least. They didn't offer any high definition. You can't connect them to the internet. If you were lucky enough, you'd be able to get one with a VHS player attached at the bottom. That's not the case now, though. My mind reels about thinking of the models left on doorsteps with VHS attachments. Are there tapes in them? Have people even checked? I don't know whether to feel sorry for them or thankful that I wasn't one of them. Although this scenario's left me thinking that there isn't much to be thankful for. Not anymore. See, people think they want answers to life. The ultimate question. The only one that really matters when it comes down to it. Death. How am I going to die? How old will I be? Will I be alone? Will my children go before me? I used to be one of those people, but now I have my answer. And I will spend every second left of my living life wishing I never got it. There weren't any knocks on the door. The doorbell didn't ring. I simply woke up, opened my front door to smoke a cigarette, and there it was, an old Magnavox television set. It wasn't dusty. It looked like it was in good condition. The screen even still shined. But this didn't belong to me. It couldn't have. I threw out this exact same television over 20 years ago. I had seen an uprise in older television sets being set out on the curb. I didn't do that with this one. Nostalgia caused me to bring it right inside to see if it still worked. Something inside of me shifted the instant the screen clicked on. First, there was only static, along with indecipherable white noise. But soon, the reflection that stared back at me through the television screen changed. I was older, but not elderly. Hints of gray had just started to flirt with the hair on my temples. Silver streaks shone through the red. I'll have to admit, for a second, vanity took hold before rationality. A little older? Yes. A little gray? Absolutely. But I still look damn good. The surroundings in the television screen warped and changed. The scene depicted a dark and dingy hospital room. I am laid up in bed. An oxygen mask was placed over my face, and it looked like I was being fed intravenously. A dark figure crept ever closer to me from a far corner. His body was monstrously thin and rigid. Bones protruded from his back like he was preparing to shift forms. Where his face should have been was only static, a static-filled screen. I'm not being colorful either. He literally had a television screen for a face. Images of my contorted and twisted body suddenly flipped through it. This thing was channel surfing through every level of pain the human body could ever experience. My body was riddled with tubes, the largest one inserted at the base of my throat. It was like watching a movie. All the fuzziness and static had left, leaving a terrifying clarity to the screen. I ridiculously called out to myself, screamed at myself to turn around. I half expected the other me to hear. I should say, did not hear. My wife sat in a small chair next to my shell of a body. Her slender frame racked with stifled sobs. While still beautiful, stress and sorrow hadn't been as kind to her with the aging process as it had been to mine. Before the cancer, that is. She looked withered. Her eyes held no hope. A doctor came into the room and told her that they had done all they could treatment-wise, but unfortunately, it had spread too far to be helped. They said those fatal words, giving my murderer a name: advanced stage esophageal cancer. My thumb flew to the power button and pressed it. I didn't want to see any more. Know any more or hear any more. If I turned it off before seeing anything more, I could still chalk it up to insanity. This wasn't real. But the television set wouldn't turn off. I reached for the cord, ready to yank it out of its outlet and take the whole thing to the trash. The moment my fingers wrapped around it, my wife asked a question. If we had caught this sooner, would you have been able to save him? The doctor looked at her and woefully shook his head, telling her that at this point it was hard to say. It was a miracle that I had survived this long with this much damage to my throat. She then asked how long ago he thinks the cancer developed and said that I'd been having problems with my voice. She said I'd been losing it off and on for the past 4 years or so. She explained how I worked a job where I had to yell all the time. We figured that's why the strain was on my voice. And that's where it came from. The doctor replied that sometimes, in such cases, it can be treated and go into remission. However, in my case, losing my voice was likely signs of the cancer gaining strength, expanding. Even if we would have found it 2 years ago, there wouldn't be a much different outcome. I yanked the cord out of the wall with all of my might, trying to end my misery. The screen shut off, white flashing through black. In those final moments, just as the white before the screen were consumed with black, I saw so many flashes of so many things. Once you see the Static Man, you'll always be on his radar. He will start to make himself known in your real world. And the closer he gets to you, the closer your death follows behind. So, please, I am begging you, if you wake up one morning and find a television on your porch, get rid of it. Do not bring it into your home. Do not plug it in, because if you do, you'll find out all the things that you don't want to know. I did. I've seen how I die, and I've seen how all you do too. Believe me, it's not something you want to to know. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this fabulous story by Reddit user FunnyBee03. And remember, don't bring that set in. It's not worth it. Yeah, an extra TV set for, I don't know, the den, your kids' room. You figure you can play games on it. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. All right, my beautiful friends. I will see you soon. Have a great day. And Yippee-Ki-Ya, Musey-Lovers. All right, bye now. Hello.